Hello party people. Today is a pregnancy update. I'm almost 36 weeks. What? It is going by so fast. The first half of my pregnancy went by super slow because I was so incredibly sick, but my third trimester is like flying by. Talk to me when I'm 40 weeks. Let's see how I feel then, if I make it to 40 weeks, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to. So I'm gonna update you. I had an ultrasound to check the growth of the baby and to check on my blood clot complication. I still have a subchorionic hematoma. Spoiler alert, it's still there. But I thought that the bulk of this video would be to share with you what's in my fancy dancy hospital bag. I thought about buying a new hospital bag, and then I thought, Kim, like, why are you gonna spend $40+ on a bag to bring to the hospital like one time, and maybe you'll use it when you go on vacation once a year? And I didn't do that. I also am the worst, and I put my ultrasound photos like crinkled up in my purse, and it got rained on. Guys, I've had so many of these, and when I had my ultrasound, she went to, like, these are the worst. Like, come on. She went to get a 3D shot, and then I was like, oh, that one's kind of creepy. And then I just want to be like, no, try to get another one. I take it back, I take it back. I would have settled for the creepy 3D shot, but I got a good look at the face, and okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's go over what's in my hospital bag first. Let's just do that. Okay, first, the most important thing I believe that you should bring to the hospital. What? Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. This should be right on top, okay? It's the most important thing. A snack bag! A snack bag! Grab a Ziploc bag, I don't care. I just had random bags around my house. Forgot to put some hot chocolate in there. Yes, essential. Guys, when those midnight feedings start creeping in, you're gonna be like, man, I need some snacks. And the cafeteria is closed. And guess what? If you're like me and don't have someone who's like staying in the hospital with you, what are you gonna do? Nothing. No, I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna grab your snack bag. So right now we just have a couple of Cliff Bars in there, and then also some Bare Naked granola bites. I really enjoy these. They have a lot of oatmeal in them, but like also some chocolate, because hello, it's gonna be the middle of the night and I'm Kim, so I need chocolate. But they've got some protein and fiber, stuff to sustain me. And obviously oatmeal is good for the milk supply, even though your milk is not gonna come in until like you're probably home already, okay? And then I threw this in here. I spoke about this in my baby haul. It's the After Ease tincture or herbal drops, whatever they are. They help with the after pains after you have a baby. Your uterus contracts back to pre-pregnancy size every time you nurse. With every passing birth, those contractions, they get a little more intense. So I'm hoping that these do the trick with easing those after pains, okay? I talk a lot more about it in my baby haul. If you wanna check that out, I'll link that below. There's a lot of other postpartum care products that I have that I'm not bringing with me to the hospital, if you care about any of that. I also, I guess this is important too, is some paperwork. So, oh, I haven't put it in yet. Went to my hospital to pre-register, and I have all that paperwork over there. And I know it's all in their computer systems, but just in case they're like, oh, we don't have it, I'm gonna be like, oh, well, here's this. I'm not sitting through that again. I also have a thank you card for our birth photographer. I need to put her check in there. I have a, what is this? A memory card for my camera. Make sure I have plenty of room. And then I just have my birth plan in here. I have a couple printed out, and I went over my birth plan in a previous pregnancy update, so I'll link that if you're interested in my birth plan. It's very simple. I got the layout from momandural.com, and you can print it out. It's customizable, it's wonderful. And yeah, for the most part, I'm planning a natural birth. Oh, and there's also other folders in here for all the paperwork they give you. They give you your own folder, but like when they print out the birth certificate and stuff, I just like to put it in my own folder because I'm planning a natural birth. We'll see how that goes. Birth plans, you know, it's like planning a vacation to Kentucky. You have to allow some wiggle room in there just in case you end up going to freaking Utah, okay? Because that's how births can go sometimes. You can't plan everything because there's a patient in here that we have no idea how they're gonna react to labor and delivery, okay? Moving on, some socks. I got these from Amazon. They're yoga socks and they just have little grippies at the bottom. No big deal. I just don't wanna be like sliding around the hospital floor. I also like to always have socks on my feet. That's just me. I also get pretty cold in the hospitals, so I'm bringing 2 robes. One, because I like to labor in one. I've labored all my kids with this one. I'm gonna call it my lucky robe. But I mean, it's white, can you believe it? And it hasn't gotten dirty at all. I think when it comes to the stage of like pushing, I get warm, so obviously I take it off, you know. So nothing really gets on it. I'm also bringing this black one just in case one gets dirty. And this is a little more lightweight. And I just like to have a robe on. I wore it over my hospital gown last time. And so for me, the hospital gowns, they have buttons on the side. And when you go to nurse, you have to like undo all the buttons so you can pull it down. And since I had my robe on, it was so difficult for me to like put the buttons back on. I figured this time around, I guess I will get out of the hospital gown. Not because I care about what I look like, but just for ease of nursing. So I grabbed this nursing nightgown from Amazon. It actually came in a 2-pack. There's one black one, one blue one. And I just thought it would be easier than buttons. You know what I mean? It's got this little clip, obviously nursing. I will say, I'll link this below, but if you do decide to buy this, size up. Regardless of what the comments say. Listen to this gal. The top, okay. Conflicted feelings about this because if I were to size up, I got a medium. If I were to size up, I feel like the top would I would swim in it. However, under the bust, it's a little like tighter and I would want that to be a little more less tight. And also it's not flowy. It looks like it would be flowy, which is one of the perks I thought. I mean, it's not flowy right now. Obviously my belly's like friggin' basketball world globe. I'm still gonna be huge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months postpartum. So I would suggest sizing up. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? I'm also bringing this for labor just to help with the counter pressure. I also have this amazing DIY doohickey. It's really supposed to help. I had Alex use it last time. I just dropped that on the floor. Is it worth picking up at this moment? No. No, it's not. This is great for counter pressure when you're having contractions, especially if you're having back labor. It's good to just have your spouse roll these up your back. It could be anyone. It will be my spouse, but whoever you have helping you out in labor, your nurse, whatever, they can just roll these on your back for counter pressure. If you don't have one of these, pantyhose and tennis balls, you can just get like a back massager. I mean, really, you don't even need that. You can just have them push on your back or sometimes push on the sides. And it just helps relieve some of that discomfort, you know, that comes with being in labor. But I will say, last time I was like, Alex, push on it harder. He was like being so soft with it and gentle, like he didn't want to hurt me. He's not gonna hurt me. Okay, did I also explain that my hospital bag is minimal? Because it is, we're almost done. I initially bought a toiletry bag from Target and I actually found one on clearance for like 13 bucks and I was like, yes, this is awesome. It had like 17 compartments and it unfolded and had all these little zippers. And then I started putting my stuff in and I was like, I don't even have enough stuff to fill this thing up. So I just decided to put all my toiletries in this little pouch right here. There's nothing fancy in here. This is probably the fanciest thing. Deodorant. And can I tell you, this is like the best smelling deodorant. It smells like the beach. But I like to use natural deodorant because the baby's gonna be like right all up in my pit, you know what I mean? Well, not in my pit, but very close to that region. I also have some mascara, some concealer, because that's going to be the extent of my makeup routine. If I even decide to do my makeup. I have a little hair tie just in case the one on my wrist breaks. I've got a toothbrush just in case I forget mine running out the door. I mean, listen about the running out the door situation. I've never been running out the door when I was in labor. Like my labors don't progress that quickly. In my mind, I always think, oh, the movies, your water breaks, you gotta run out the door and the baby's gonna come and are you gonna birth in the car? But like, my labors aren't like that. So I could technically pack my diaper bag while I'm in labor. I don't know. Anyone else feel that way? I just feel like that. All right, chapstick, eye drops. You can't even see these. There we go, eye drops. They're the preservative-free kind, and then some makeup wipes. I have more than that. I don't typically use makeup wipes, but I do use them in the hospital because I don't feel like getting out of bed. The least amount of movement possible is the best amount of movement in my eyes. I also have some trial size shampoo and conditioner, throwing that in there. I don't think my hospital supplies that, or at least they haven't in the past. I also have never asked, and I adore this Method body soap. Oop, it was upside down. This is my favorite scent. It just smells so stinking good. Did I need to buy this? No. But was it fun shopping around for like little travel size items? Heck yes it was. I also have a contact case. What is this? Oh, face wash. What is this? More face wash? What am I gonna be doing? Giving myself a facial in the hospital? No. Oh, okay, going home outfit for mom. Plan on going home in my nightgown. And probably whatever pants I wore to the hospital. I know so many people have like going home outfits and oh, just in case it gets soiled, here's a second one. No, not me. I'm literally like, they wheelchair you out to the hospital, to the front of the hospital. It's not like a runway fashion show where I'm like, look at my going home outfit, everybody. And then I'm gonna be coming home to no one other than my kids and family, and they're used to seeing me in my pajamas. So I couldn't care less about what I look like coming home. I don't know. I just want to be comfortable. But I do suggest bringing maternity pants for coming home, or really stretchy workout pants, because you're still gonna feel like you're, they say 6 months postpartum, but I always feel like I'm still like 8 months postpartum. Or pregnant, 8 months pregnant. I mean, it's really one and the same. 8 months pregnant, 8 months postpartum. I'm usually the same weight. Okay, I also am bringing these little sleeper onesies for baby, and they don't have feet at the bottom. It's just easy access. They also have these little cuffs on the sleeve to cover their hands so their talons don't scratch up you or themselves. They're gender neutral. We don't know the gender, so I figured that was the best option. But then I'm like freaking out over the going home outfit for the baby, and really I'm just like, who cares? Who's gonna even see me putting the baby in the car seat? The nurse? Do I need to impress the nurse? And I get it. If you're having like hospital photos done, that's totally cool. Do that, but I'm not. And like, I don't really care about Instagram, that Instagram life. So I'm just bringing a pair of pants because they can't wear the sleeper in the car seat. Their legs would get cold. Do you know what I mean? Like they need something else. And then I thought, oh, if I have a boy, I have this little boy onesie, and I'm looking for a long sleeve girl onesie that I have, but I can't find one, so I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna grab a gray one that I have. Who cares? And then a swaddle blanket. And that's it for baby. That's it in my Mary Poppins bag. Tip for their swaddle blanket, though, I will say, is to sleep with it for a couple of weeks or months, whatever. I mean, sleep with it, wash it, I don't care. To get the mom's scent on it so it doesn't smell like some foreign blanket. Does that make sense? So when the baby's snuggling with it, they get the familiar scent of mom alongside it. You know what I mean? One more thing I'm throwing in here. 2 more things. Can't believe I forgot my butt pillow. My butt pillow. Some people bring nursing pillows to the hospital. I'm bringing a butt pillow. I typically get stitches every time, and to combat the situation of not sitting on my stitches, I tend to like lean back like this, and my tailbone starts to really hurt. So I'm hoping that this eases that discomfort. So we'll see. I have not tried this before, but I have high hopes. High hopes. Last thing I'm packing are my nurse's gifts. I put these together in a recent vlog. I'll link that below. But it's basically just a pack of Milano cookies and a pack of gum in one Ziploc bag, and it says thank you on it. Hi, thank you, nurses. Totally unnecessary, but I have a soft spot in my heart for nurses, so I just like to give gifts. Another thing you can do if you don't want to like plan ahead or do anything like that, pick up a case of donuts, like a dozen donuts or 2 dozen donuts. I don't know how big your hospital is or how many nurses will be at the station, but that's another thing. If you want to show your appreciation but don't feel like prepping anything or don't have time or haven't That's one thing you can do. Donuts, everybody loves donuts. I want some donuts. Is that everything? That is everything. My hospital supplies, diapers, wipes. What else? Oh, pads for me. All the pain relief stuff that you need in that lower region when you're postpartum, they supply all of that. And if you want to see all of my postpartum essentials, again, I'll link that video. But that's everything that I'm bringing with me to the hospital. Maybe more food. That's probably one thing that I'll pack more of. Okay, so moving on to my pregnancy update. Not much new to catch up on. At my 34-week ultrasound, that was my last update, and then I'll have one in like tomorrow. At my 36-week appointment, I can't get my words out. That's one pregnancy symptom. My brain has a process like this. It's like dial-up internet, but then my mouth is like... So I had my ultrasound. Where are my photos? Oh, who cares? I already showed you. Here they are. She said the baby has hair. See my hair? I don't see it either. I don't. But I will say, finishing the story I was telling before about when she took the 3D ultrasound shot, the baby's face looks so much more plump than the last 3D scan that I got at 28 weeks, 27 weeks, around there. So as you know, my baby has been measuring small because that's one of the complications that could arise with the subchorionic hematoma, the blood clot. Mine is right next to my placenta, and actually mine has moved, starting to move like under my placenta, but I keep asking, is that safe? Like, is that okay? Is my placenta detaching? And they just tell me everything's fine. So I'm just riding on that. They have been preparing me this entire pregnancy that I will most likely go early, but here I am. The baby is measuring like 5.5 pounds, which is around 44th percentile, which is awesome because if you've been following my journey, you know that the baby has been measuring small. Last time around, I'm like he, she, I don't know the gender. The baby was measuring like 14th percentile and then obviously grew little by little. I don't know. Guys, 4th pregnancy, my brain is just like, I can't keep track of all of these numbers and percentages and facts. All I know is the baby is finally measuring on track. So happy to hear that. So happy to see some chunk in their face. I think it's a girl, but I'm always off with my gender predictions, like off. Which leads you to think like, oh, then it must be a boy if I think it's a girl, but then I think, no, I'm pretty sure it's a girl. My husband thinks 1000% it's a boy. I think it's more wishful thinking, you know what I mean? Other pregnancy symptoms. I'm huge. I feel huge. I get the comment daily, you're huge. Thanks, Karen. I know I'm huge. I've been getting the comment, do any day now, for like months. But recently, I've been getting less of that because I think people just don't even need to say it anymore. They just can look at me and assume. Pregnancy is so weird. Like, I am huge, but also putting into perspective that I have a human being inside of my body along with an organ that my body created. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot happening here. So maybe instead of saying, oh my gosh, you're huge, maybe say, wow, you got a miracle growing in you. Wow. I don't know, maybe that's just me being bitter about being so huge. I have gained a lot of weight. Too much weight, probably. But somehow it just keeps packing on, pound by pound. It'll eventually fall off when I can work out like normal again, you know what I mean? Okay, any other pregnancy symptoms? Oh, I have to pee every 10 minutes, so that's really fun, especially at night. Oh, swollen feet. I know that's pretty common. Well, swollen everything. Water retention, you know what I mean? This far along in pregnancy, and once you hit the 40-week mark, I balloon up past that mark. But my left foot seems to swell like every single day, but not my right one. And I don't know if that has to do with the fact that I broke my toe or just the fact that maybe I lean on that side of my body more. I don't know. It's always the left side of my body. Doctors aren't concerned. It doesn't like go crazy, but when I'm like stepping, I like feel the extra fluid in my foot. It's weird. Did I talk about my blood clot? It's still there. They're less concerned about it now because I am 35, almost 36 weeks, so if anything were to happen, if it were to break my water at this point, baby's pretty much good to go. So it's less of a concern than it was, 10 weeks ago. And at this point, I think the blood clot's just hanging out for the party. It's just here for the long run. And in my mind, I'm pretty sure, I feel like I'm gonna go full term, if not beyond. All of my babies have been 42 weeks, except for Wentworth, who was like 41 weeks, 5 days. So fingers crossed. Big concern I have that has been stressing me out is like, who's gonna watch my kids when I'm in labor? So I'm just hoping I go into labor at like a good time of day or the weekend, you know what I mean? A convenient time for other people. But other than that, everything's going really well. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you send me in the comment section and on my Instagram. I really appreciate all of your prayers and thoughtfulness and positive vibes. I feel them. And thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. And I will see you next time. Bye.